Blessings to you all. Thank you for tuning back with me, Toya. If you're new to the garden, welcome. This is a garden of peace, spirit, love, and truth. So if you feel any of those things in your spirit, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button and vibe out with me in the upcoming videos. Guys, today's topic, we're going to be talking about how you were called before you knew it. And see, this is personally a deep topic for me because it's also deep, but it's also beautiful because you were called specifically by the Lord. And to know that I was called specifically by the Lord, it makes everything so much more at a different perspective. And what I mean by that is, imagine this. When you call somebody, you're calling a specific person. You have that specific person in mind that you're trying to call. You're not just like randomly closing your eyes and picking somebody. No, you're specifically calling somebody. And that's how I feel with the Lord. I was specifically called for a certain thing. I was specifically made for a certain thing to be called for. And it's like, it wasn't a random choice. And to know that it wasn't a random choice, that's what makes it so deep for me. I wasn't just randomly picked to be on the earth and to have a purpose be placed upon me. This wasn't like a claw game where it's like, okay, let's get you Toya. No, like, I was specifically chosen. Just how you specifically call somebody on the phone, I was specifically chosen for whatever God had me chosen for. And then on top of that, I'm being directed on the path that the Lord wants me to be directed on. And see, what God has taught me being on this path is that you're only going to see what God wants you to see. You're only going to experience what God truly has great things for you to experience. And that's the other beautiful side of it for me, because it's like God has all these great thoughts for me. So me going in the direction God has me going in and going on the path that he has me going on, I'm only going to see certain things. I'm only going to see peace. I'm only going to see joy. I'm only going to see righteousness and all the other beautiful spirits that God have created. I'm only going to see those things. And it's like, you're not going to see anything foreign. You're not going to see anything that you're not used to seeing or that isn't for you. And it's like, even when you're driving, even when I'm driving, I only see about a good three different signs. And that's the speed limit sign, the street sign, and the stop sign. And I'm not seeing any other signs. I'm not seeing that triangle sign. I'm not seeing that blue sign that's the state sign. I'm only seeing those specific signs. So it's like, I don't have to worry about like, oh my gosh, what does that triangle sign mean? Oh my gosh, what does that blue sign mean? And it's the same thing in life. For myself, I don't worry about like, oh my gosh, what is that for? Oh my gosh, what is this coming my way for? Like, no, either God's going to tell me or God's going to direct me. And if it's in my path, I'm gonna know it's from the Lord, because God's going to make sure that I know it's from the Lord. God's going to make sure I know it's coming directly from him. And that's why I feel this topic is so deep for me, because again, I'm going on the path for the Lord. I was called for something. I was specifically chosen for something. And it's like, I feel to be called for something, it's like an electrician and a plumber. If you're having electricity problems, you're going to call an electrician. You're going to call specifically electrician. The same thing with the plumbing. You're going to call a plumber if your water is leaking in your house. So it's like, you're never going to mix those two. You're never going to have a problem where it's like, well, I don't know who to call, or I'm going to call a lawyer because my pipes are broken. Like, you're never going to do that. And that's what I feel like it means to be called, because God's going to specifically choose you for your purpose. God's going to specifically choose you for what's meant for you. And it's like, God's showing me that this is specifically meant for you. This is your calling. Your name is titled on this. Your name is stamped and approved in the book of life for this specific thing. Like I say, everything is written already. So it's like, I was written to be called this. I was specifically written to do this thing. And it's like, to have that feeling that God didn't just randomly choose me, to have that feeling that God didn't just, again, close his eyes and be like, yep, that one. Like, it feels amazing. It feels good. It feels like you're wanted. It makes you feel worthy. Glory be unto the Lord. And it's like, that's how I feel right now. Like, I feel amazing because God specifically called me. God specifically made me for the purpose that he made me. And it's like, I'll be completely honest. At a point in time, I felt a little lost. I felt a little lost in the calling because, again, I used to do art workshops. So in between that art workshop and God elevating me, I was kind of in that middle. And it just felt like, God, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know. So it's like I felt anxious. I felt nervous. I felt a little weary because it's like I don't know. I know I'm being called for something, but I don't know what that specific calling is. I know I'm being placed for something and chosen for something, but again, in between that time in that middle, I didn't really know, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Even though I didn't know when I was going through all those things, I say it's beautiful because at the same time of me not knowing, I also was still elevating into what God had me. And see, what God taught me was there's layers to it. Just like that Shrek movie, there's layers to an onion. There's layers to your calling. There's layers to your elevation. And it's like I started off at art workshops, and then God had me go into content. And then from there, God had me go into class president. Like, what? Glory to the Lord. And it was just like, God taught me that there's elevations to it. And even though I was felt a little lost and felt a little worried, it was just like, Shatoya, you don't have to feel like that because you only feel like that because you're trying to find something. You're trying to find out what your calling is instead of just really indulging and just learning that it's already inside you. Your calling is already inside you. Everything that you need is already placed inside you. And it's just like, to learn that from the Lord personally, it was a beautiful thing. It was something that truly changed my perspective on life. Because the whole time after my arts and crafts workshops, I was trying to find me. I was trying to find myself. But it was just like, you don't have to find anything because God already placed everything you need inside you. God already placed everything that you have already in you. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's gifts. God placed all your gifts in you already. So there's nothing that you truly have to go looking for. There's nothing that you truly have to feel that you're missing because it's already in you. And it's just something you have to unlock. It's just something that you have to personally understand for yourself that, you know what? I am good at this thing. I may be a little terrible at it right now, but I know through elevation, God's going to have me pristinely do it. God's going to have me pristinely get through what I have to get through. Even doing these videos right now, I used to stutter a lot. I used to feel like I was just talking and talking and talking and just rambling on. And it's just like, God had to teach me that you already have what it takes to talk good. I don't really know, I don't really know how to say it, put it as, but God's already like, you already have what it takes to talk professional. You already have what it takes to talk in the Spirit the way the Spirit needs to lead you. It's already in you. All you have to do is just really unlock the Spirit. You have to unlock the Spirit within you talking wise. You have to just unlock that door. So it's like, once I learned that, I didn't feel lost anymore. Once I learned that, I didn't feel like I didn't know what I was saying anymore. I didn't know I didn't feel so jumbled with stuff anymore because I wasn't looking for anything anymore. I wasn't looking for hobbies. I wasn't looking for my purpose. I wasn't looking for any of that because God showed me that you just have to unlock it. You just have to unlock every single thing. And as you unlock it, you're elevating higher and higher and higher. And it's just like, again, there's just levels to your purpose. And it's like, learning that from the Father, again, it's changed all my perspective. And it also made me realize that purpose always existed. Purpose always had a purpose. Like, everyone has already had a purpose from the beginning. And where I'm getting this from is recently I've read, I believe it's Genesis chapter 4:21, and it basically talks about this person named Jabal, and I believe it says he's the father of the harp and organ. And what that means is he basically was the first person to really work with music. He basically was the first person to really work with the harp and invent a harp and invent the organs. And it's like, again, this is in Genesis. And Genesis means beginning, literally. So it's like, from the beginning, God has already placed a purpose within you. From the beginning, God has already placed things within you that you already need. God has already placed those gifts within you. You just have to unlock it. And it's like reading that verse and we're just like, wow, like, you know, when I think of music, I mean, personally, I can't really, you know, figure out how music would come about, but it's like to read in the beginning how somebody was just invented the harp and doing and like playing the harp and it becoming something from generation to generation, because then you have the harp and then you go to Beethoven and him refining stuff or refining music, and then, you know, you go to the 80s, 90s hip hop, and then you go to now, and it's just like, I most definitely think purpose has always existed. I most definitely think God has already put gifts within people, and you just have to learn those gifts. You literally are just exposed to those gifts that God has placed in you. And again, to me, it's deep, it's beautiful, because it really goes in depth. And see, if you already feel like, sometimes, you know, even for myself, like when I do arts and crafts, I already feel like, you know, I'm not the first person to have this gift. I'm not the first person to really indulge in this gift, but at the same time, God has shown me that it's always being refined. Your purpose can be refining something. Your purpose can be doing something that has already been done and doing it 20 times better, because he placed that gift in you to do it 20 times better. He placed that gift in you to already be born with the purpose, to already be born with that purpose of, you know, something beautiful. When I first started getting into arts and crafts, mind you, I used to like watch videos and stuff, and through the videos, people used to be like, oh, you know, I was just born to do this. I was just born with this gift, and it'd be the most beautifulest gifts. And it's just like, wow, like you were just born to what's that called? I believe it's like 19th century, where like they were making marble statues and stuff, and it's just like those people were called for that. Those people were called to take that nail and hammer and make art out of it. And it's just like God has placed that purpose within them. God has chosen them specifically to have that purpose and have that gift. They may not have known it, like Picasso, they may not have known it, but as they just unlocked things through that gift, it was just like, wow. And it's like, as I unlocked things within myself, it was just like, okay, I unlocked the gift of learning how to talk. Literally, like, wow, it's something so beautiful to me. But it's just like, to unlock these gifts and to unlock purpose and to reach your purpose through different levels, you will always have a different level to reach. You will always have a new height to scale. You will always have something to overcome and overachieve through your purpose. And it's like, this is all through God creating you. This is all through God just knowing you and just being excited that you're unlocking these purposes. Like I can just imagine like God smiling, like, wow, like she unlocked that purpose. Glory be unto the Lord. Like, wow, she unlocked that gift I had inside her. And again, it's just something beautiful, and it's just something deep that I personally love thinking about. And truly, it just makes me feel really good inside, that I have a purpose, that I was called for something. Even though I know there's other things that I'm called for that I personally haven't probably unlocked yet, but I'm truthfully so excited to see it, because I know with God it's going to be so beautiful, it's going to be so wonderful, and there's just so many things. Glory be unto the Lord, and that's all it's going to be for You Were Called Before You Knew a video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again. Peace and blessings unto you all. This is for all the UCI students. Glory unto the Lord. Guys, you're going to do your video the exact same way how I did my video. And remember, just let your spirit lead. Let it say what it truly wants to say. And if you get a little stuck, just refer back to your keywords. Called, purpose, chosen, known, direction. These are going to help you with literally directing you in what the Spirit wants to say. And if you still feel a little stuck and you really don't know what to say as for the keywords, remember guys, use the questionnaire. The questionnaire is really going to help you and just answer the questions. That's all you have to do. And remember, breathe. Stay calm. And again, guys, it's okay to get a little personal. This is your video. Be you. If you want to get a little deeper than what you usually talk, get a little deeper. Just let your spirit lead and say what it truly wants to say. And guys, your code for this video is 8295. All right? 8295. And remember, guys, you got this. Let the spirit lead. Breathe. And most of all, have confidence in yourself. Glory be unto the Lord. I'm waiting to see your videos, and I know they're going to be great.